Good evening, family. Good evening, good evening, good evening, or good afternoon, whenever you're watching this on a replay. I want to thank you for joining our discussion tonight with what? Authentic conversation. Did I do it right?
Real talk,
Real
real
talk.
discussion.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. Kathy, we be busting it up. What is it?
Real life talk with authentic discussions.
Oh, we was close.
Okay, real life talk with authentic discussion. Cool. All right. Tonight the crew is back. We got Sister Kathy here on to our right or left, whatever it is. Mr. Mark is down below.
Yeah.
And my wife, Miss Robin, next to me.
Yeah.
And myself, Robert. All right. People clown us for our intro, right? We heard of some clowns, so I'm gonna switch it up on them. All right, love the intro. All right, so let's switch this intro up.
Nobody worried about that.
And give them something new. All right, cool. All right, but we thank you for joining New Life tonight, and we thank you, family, for coming in. And please, if you would like, if you're on the Facebook page, go over to the YouTube page. Just slide off Facebook for a minute. Or even the older crew, get off Facebook just for a hot second. YouTube you can learn a lot. You know what I'm saying? And you want to build some stuff, go over to YouTube. There's a lot of tutorials over there. It's a lot of information. You go over there, you get your weather on there, you get your sports, you get news, you get a lot of stuff on YouTube. Get off Facebook. Go over to YouTube and get that New Life Changing Crystals in the Inc. and hit that subscribe button. All right. And if you're not a subscriber to the channel, so go over there and hit that button, hit that subscribe button so we get our subscribers up, right? Get our little numbers up.
Yeah.
Where we at? 72, 73, 74, something like that. Let's try to get 100 at least, right?
Yeah.
Can we get 100? All right, cool.
Can we get 100?
Right. All right, cool. And also our website is newlifechangingcc.org. So please go over there and you can stay updated on things that New Life does and everything that we do. If you would like to, if you have a prayer request or anything, go over to the page and all that information is there. All right, so let's jump in. We got a title tonight The title tonight is The Importance of a Father in the Household. The importance of a father in the household. How important is it to have a father in the household? Meaning, a father in the house. A man in the house, not just a man. Let me say there's a father. I guess we can add a leader. And how important is to have daddy in the house? You know what I'm saying? How important is that? And so we're gonna discuss that just for a little bit here. See how God takes it. I think it's very important. You know what I mean? It's needed, but I'm just gonna add that. There's a little part to it. Just because they're a man and they had children doesn't mean they're a father, right? So that says a lot. You know, that's a lot. I don't know if we're gonna go down that road tonight, but we'll see how it goes. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna ask the question: is it important to have a daddy in the house instead of just being a single parent, leaving it up to the mother to raise the kids, raise the boys, things of that nature? All right, let's jump in, family. We all good?
We are good.
All right. Mr. Mark is going to lead us off tonight. He first at bat. So, what you say then, Mr. Marcus?
Well, first, I want to give a disclaimer, guys. We aren't talking about anybody. We're not putting anybody's household situation down. This is a good topic to talk about. And I know it's taboo to talk about it. It's one of those topics that are it's taboo and controversial, and that's always up in the air from time to time. And I was actually on TikTok the other day when I sent you guys the topic suggestion. And I don't typically stop on podcast clips, but the action clip from the beginning of the video caught my attention. And the guy was debating with these two women about a topic, and the action clip was, "How can you tell me I'm a man?" And I got stuck on the conversation. And they were debating the importance of having a father in the household, or coming up with a man raising his children, so on and so forth. And I went back and I thought about it from my perspective. Now, being transparent, right, guys? For the first 6, maybe 7 years of my life, my daddy was out there. And I would say he was wilding out.
Marcus, real quick. We
Yeah.
having some technical difficulties getting
Mm-hmm.
feedback on some noise when you're talking. I'm not sure what's going on. I don't know. We hear it. I'm not sure if you guys hear it.
Yes.
Is it like a something rubbing your mic? That's what it kind of sounds like to me.
Better.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. I didn't have
yeah.
the audio echo thing turned off on the
Okay.
thing. Yeah, we're good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah. So I just want to be. I want we've been transparent, right? This was safe space, right? Safe space. Um, for the first 6, maybe 7 years, my dad he was wild in the streets, right? He was out there living his, as Jill Scott would say, living his life like it was golden. Um, and my mom raised 6 kids, including the neighborhood kids who came to be with us for because it was a safe space to be in. And I was thinking about that. I was thinking, listening to what the guy was saying, and I went back to some other stuff when my dad came back about the tools he brought back with him, and the importance of me as a young man in the household to see a man leading a certain way. I know today, right? It's that thing. You need a man do this and the third. Women can do all these things here. Again, I'm not knocking anybody's situation or lifestyle, right? Um, but the fact is that it's important to have a man or a father figure in that household. Not just for saying I got a man here, but he provides structure, right? Discipline is there, and he lays the foundation, right? I think the word says the man shall lead the household, right? The man shall lead his wife. So this is God leads or love the church. I might be paraphrasing, throwing off a little bit there, right? But if you put it in context, right, that man, the head of that household, is setting a precedent for everything else that falls under him, right? He's not only protecting the house, he's laying that guiding space for the house, right? He's setting that tone there of what comes through that door and how stuff goes out that door, right? And it's funny. It's funny in a way that's not ha ha, but we look at it today and we see that what they call the nuclear family, or as we call it, the traditional family, is no longer there, right? There are so many broken homes, and you're wondering, to give the lack of term, but why all hell is breaking loose in my household, right? We've lost that component that says, let's lock this in here, right? Let's hold this, let's come up with something here so we can lay next to the foundation here, but come up with a plan for, as my father would say, for success, right? I'm setting you up to win, not to fail. In my opinion, my father did that for us when he was there. My mom did a great job raising us, and I should trust Wanda did a great job raising us, all 6 of them kids, and only three of us are biologically hers. Right? She raised his kids for him while he was out there running the street,
Mm.
and she complained in her quiet space. You didn't see her break, you didn't see her fumble, none of that, right? But when Pop came home, when he got his mind right, that structure thing, that building block, I was like, yo, that was a piece that was missing there. Now I not only see how to lead, but how to lead effectively, right? And how to look at myself as growing up into being a man now, right? And he did something that a lot of people don't see from men, right? He didn't just teach his sons how to be sons, how to be men. He taught his daughters, right, how to grow up to be great women, right? He taught them how what true love was, right? What real security was, what it was to actually stand on your own, right? And have your stuff together here. So when you come across that dude there, he knows he need to come to you correct, right? That's my experience there. That's why I thought it was a good topic to talk about. I see it all too often. We talk about this so much in the world population about, oh, this man only do this, that we don't need this and third. We can do you can do it. Kudos to you, right? Amazing that you can do that there, right? But think about how it would be if if that man was in that picture there, right? And not just the biological father of your children there, right? Whoever you put in that place there to say, I want you to be here to lead this household, right? We lead from the top, right? It's like I remember Apostle gave us this one time way back when she gave us this picture of a umbrella, right? And the stuff that was on top of the umbrella and the stuff that fell under the umbrella. And it put in perspective when you think about it, right? The man was holding that umbrella up, right? And under it he had his wife and his children under the umbrella, right? But the part that they showed, the part that I thought was pretty cool was that God was giving him the strength to hold the umbrella. God was talking to him to pour into his wife so that she could pour into those children, right? Now, I know that's churchy for some folks, right? I don't really don't care because that's the reality of what we're talking about right now, right? That's the structure, that's that foundation that we're looking for when we talk about the importance of having a father or a man or a male or, as Pastor Rob said, a daddy in the household, right? He brings something more to that. He brings something, as they say, to the table that some people are missing, right? These little boys need their fathers to teach them how to grow up to be great young men, right? Now, if you got one of those men in your life, those fathers that don't, that's on the wayside of things, I'm sorry for you. I pray that you find somebody that can pour into you that in a way that you need. I pray that you can find somebody to give you that structure that you need, that their father can give you. Um, because I can't reiterate this enough. It is important to have that man there to teach things that sometimes your mama can't teach you, right? They just can't. There was stuff that I was learning about my body, and my mom was like, "Go talk to your brother about it." Right? My brothers ain't but so much older than me, right? I'm talking to him about stuff that I'm looking for my dad to talk to. Then I asked my oldest brother, "Well, how am I supposed to do this here?" He like, "Well, I don't know, because dad didn't teach me that," right? So with that, in those spaces in our life there, we were learning things on our own. And as an adult, I look back now and say, I'm so grateful that he came back when he did, and that he came up with a better headspace. And that when he came back, he understood that he had to step in something strong because Mama had already put this cage up here. You know what I'm saying? So he had to now secure that mantle now, right? He stepped in and said, "You know what? I'm here. I'm back, and now this is my job here." Right? And to this day, he took my thing that's so funny because me and my wife, we do this all the time. We go to a restaurant. She asked me where I want to sit at. Then we look at the doors in the restaurant. Right? My daddy said, "You don't ever switch your back towards that door." He taught me that for a reason. I'm protecting my wife down in that space. If I'm coming in that space, I see it head on. I keep that same motto in my household. If I want to see it first before I come through that door. Whatever it is, whether it's a person, whether it's a spirit or anything only be here, I want to see it first. 'Cause I'm standing in that doorway there as the protector of this space here, right? We said when you file your taxes, who's head of household? Me. I am. I take that mantle because I understand the importance of what it's like to be in that space there, right? I don't want to ramble on because it's really one of those things there that I'm more passionate about now that my dad's passed on. Um, because learning of the importance of having the head of household there is one of those things that needs to be talked about more. Don't just push it to the side like with everything else, right? Again, if you're holding your household down by yourself, you have the strength to do so. I support you 123,000%, right? But put don't put to bed the notion of saying, let me bring somebody in here, right? That I trust enough to lead this household, to lead this family, that I trust enough to lead this. I don't just put somebody in there just because they're there. Because everybody ain't meant to be in that space. Right? Everybody don't bring that peace, that structure, that security that's needed there. But when that right person comes along, those things start checking off. You start to realize, okay, maybe this now as my wife can be in her as we say in her feminine space there, right? She in her softer space. She ain't gonna go reach for the weapon. It's like I'm kicking that door. No, tap me, wake me up. I'm gonna go take care of that threat there, right? That's physically, spiritually, whatever it is. I'm there for that reason there, right? When we have our children, I have the same notion there. Me, my wife, my children, right? That's how I saw the structure that God told me how to do it there. That structure that my father told me there, right? I take care of her, she takes care of them, we take care of everything as a whole, right? And some people say that's so misogynistic, whatever it is. So what? That's your notion there. But the reality of it is there. That's my job, right? When I become a father, that's my job. As a husband, that's my job, right? Head of household. I set the tone. I set the foundation. And I make sure the mood is peaceful, right? That's what this, my head even said best, right? Good vibes only. It's a reason, right? It's a reason why. I set the tone where I go spaces there. No matter if I'm home, But if I'm with you guys, I'm the same way where I go. I won't sit in the space for too long if I know that it's not conducive to the well being that comes back here. We gotta go. It's not gonna work no more. We gotta go. If you come through my door, the same thing. Same way you came in, same way you can go out. Either on your feet, or we'd say either steps or the window, your choice, right? My father, my father taught me that rule, right? He gave me the principles of what I needed to be a successful human being, a successful adult, and a successful man, a successful husband. The amount of the mistakes that he made, and there were a lot of mistakes he made, right? He atoned for those mistakes. He grew from them, and he allowed that mindset to stay there. Like, look, I'm setting the foundation here, right? Am I out of pocket thinking that way? I think that's what we need to be at right now to talk about that because it's so much now, and the world is attacking the family structure so bad. It's crazy. It's so crazy. I even saw a lady talk about this on her TikTok a while back about how her husband lost his job and she asked for a divorce because he lost his job. I said, my God,
Wow.
you're mad because the economy slipped up. He lost his job, but he took care of you this whole time. And this the kicker. She was a stay-at-home mom. She said she filed for divorce. I sat back. I just kept on scrolling. I said, well, bless her heart. Again, I'm not knocking nobody's situation. That's what you choose to do. That's your, as Bobby Brown said, that's your prerogative, right? But that's for me in my household. I should do as God instructed me to do, and that's to be the head of this household here, and to set that tone, and lay that foundation. But that's just me, which I think.
The question is of the importance. I really truly think that it's important, it's vital, it's needed, it's crucial. Um, just want to read one statistic. According to the 2020 U.S. Census, 18.4 million children are living without a biological father. This means that out of 73 million children in the United States, 23% are without a present father. So that's a lot of children, in today's time that are living without a father. I grew up with a father for 17 years. And I say 17 years because my father passed away when I was 17 years old. So I understand what Marcus is talking about as far as seeing structure, seeing order. There was even though my dad was short in stature, he was a little bit shorter than my mom, but there was a presence about him that he set the tone for the entire house. He was one of those fathers, like Marcus said, if anybody came to the door, he went to the door. Any problem that came up, he handled. At that time, he was the only person that was working, and my mother stayed at home as well to take care of the household. And I seen him work and bring money to her to make sure that the bills were taken care of or if food was needed as well. So I learned all of the things about a man from him for 17 years. And I wanted that to be for when I had children that, I would be married and have a child, have a man in the household so my daughter would see what that looked like. I mean, that wasn't what happened, but that's what I desired. But it's crucial for your mental. It's crucial for, I mean, that's how you learn how to have a female and male relationship from the relationship that you have with your dad, especially for little girls. That's how you learn it, is from the relationship that you have with your dad. And so it's disheartening in some way to know that now, a lot of households don't have it because of whatever reason. It's just it is crucial that father's presence is in the household. I wish every child could experience it because it changes how you see the world. It gives you a confidence to me, because again you see the order and the structure that you grew up in, and so that's how I grew up. I don't know anything else other than that because I had it for 17 years. So it's vital, it's crucial. I mean, all the decisions makings. I mean, even though him and my mother would have conversations, he was the person that made the final decisions for the household, regardless of what it was. That was whether we were taking a trip or if I was needed to go somewhere and spend the night at somebody's house. I could ask my mother, but she would tell me, "Go ask your daddy," and whatever he said, that was the answer to, you know, the situation. So um, it has shaped me, but I miss him dearly every day. Like I wish he was here, but the blessing I've had from losing him on the earth is having of course, God as being my father to step in, and the times that I felt like I needed that father, God's been the father for me. So yeah, it's vital, it's crucial, it's important, it's needed.
Hmm. I agree. I grew up with a dad. The answer to your question is yes. Um, Fathers are needed. God created it. He created the man first, and so to say that they're not needed is not true. Um,
Right.
and I believe even those who say that they don't need it, they don't mean it. They're just saying it in pain, because it's a desire that that we as women have to have a man to kind of be over top of us, to protect us, to shelter us, to what I mean, and it lines us up because it's the way God created it.
Right.
Right. So I grew up with a dad. He passed away 6 years ago, so I had him a long time. Yeah, we had rough times in the house, but he was still the head of it. Like even in his funky times, it was kind of twisted the way he still could be in control of it, and through those moments, I mean, in my eyes, I can't say I did have a brother, but in my eyes, I still saw him lead. Because regardless of how he was, regardless of how he may have come in the house, when he got in the house, everything lined up. It didn't really matter, and it was just automatic. It wasn't, my father was small in stature too, Caddy Poo, and and he was huge to me. He was 6 feet to me, 6'25". You know what I'm saying? He was huge, right? And and he I mean, he was a true father. He was a true father. And it is important. And then in me having my children, I mean, my parents instilled certain things in me. And then, having a father in the house, you see things that you like, and then you see things that you didn't like, in how you felt like you could run how you wanted your house to be. That's what I'm trying to say. Like when I grow up, okay, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do this. It was never that I wasn't going to have a father in the house though. You notice you never say that. Right. Yeah. And so, I was able to grow up and I had children. Of course, I didn't, do it the way I thought I was going to do it either. But then I had a son because I had a girl first. And then I was like, oh, we can do this. And I totally remember the day that I decided, oh, I can do this. And I mean, I can do this by myself. I'm good. But when the boy came, it changed my entire perspective, because now I'm looking at him and I'm like, I have no idea what to do with you. The energy was different. His whole personality was different. I mean, the way he dealt with things was different as a baby. You know what I mean? And I was just like, this is an odd object that I'm doing here. I don't know what is happening here. Like, I don't know what to do with this. And then, just having like his godfather and stuff like that, and was around, because at the time his father was, whatever. But he would say, no. Robin, he's a boy. Can't you treat him like a girl? And I was like, okay, but that's all I know. So that's, you know, and that's when I started realizing, like, oh no, he needs to be with his father, because I couldn't do it. And I hear, you know, ladies say it a lot, like, you know, I'm your daddy, I ain't your mama. And I'm like, nah, you can't be. And it's just no, and just being in that position, and I'm looking at him like there's not, boy, you know, the it's totally different. God created it different. You understand? We're emotional. They're not. We got to draw the whole picture. All they need is the frame. You know what I mean? Like, it's not, I mean, it's so, you know, I try to make it funny and make it really minute, but it's not. I mean, and I'm seeing it, of course, you know, the more you're in it and the wisdom comes with it, you just learn and you see differently. But, you know, I knew very young that this is something that I cannot do. And at the time I had to depend on on the Father, my God, to help me. I did have my father still, you know, they were, you know, I said he died 6 years ago. So he was very much in their life. And he was very heavy in my sons, you know, and talking to him. And as he got older, you know what I mean? But I was just like, okay, we at the house though. How do I handle him on the phone? How do I handle him in the shower? What is going on? How do I handle, you know, he's swelling up on me. How do I handle him? He's doing this, he's doing that. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know, because the girls is different, you know? And so it's, the way God creates things, the way he put it in order, he put it in order in that way for a purpose. You know what I mean? And so you desire that. And, you know, like, he desired to be with his father. He didn't know how to say it, but I know that's what it was. And then after all, he ended up being with his father. But then I met Rob, and then it was interesting when he came into my life, my son recognized something different. You know, he didn't know how to feel about it, but he knew it was something different. You know, he knew, oh, okay, you know, let me line up, let me be mad, let me swell up, let me try him, let me something. I don't even know what his mind was doing, but I know that he felt something. And now today when we talk about it, you know, he was just like, no, you know, and this was really cute. He was like, you know, Mr. Rob was the first person that taught me how to eat an apple maturely. And I was like, what? He was like, no. He was like, no. He would take whole mature bites out the apple. It was like a man bite, and it was clean. And, you know, he could just eat it real nice and even. And and he said that today. And I was just like, and so he was like, and so I'm a man now, and I eat my apple like this, you know, and I was cracking up, but I thought it was adorable, because I'm like,
Right.
the simple things that we think is not important was important, because even though it might not have been his biological father, he was a father in his life that can teach, can give wisdom, can show the way. You know what I mean? Because like you said, everybody that has kids don't mean you're a father. A father sacrifices. He pays attention. He sees who you are. He knows how to handle you. He sees it. You know what I'm saying? And then he can show you what to do. He can tell you how to handle this, and he can, you know, he gets ahead of things, because even though you know, he had his father when he was with me, he had to have Rob, because that's who was in my house. You know what I mean? And so to have something or someone in your house that cannot lead maturely, you know, and maybe if, you know, if because I would like to say maturely, because everybody may not be spiritually learned, but a mature man can still give and install, you know, what God has put into him into a youth. You know what I mean? Into a boy. And then with the females, show them how they should be loved, because he showed my girls, no, this is how you're supposed to love a woman. You know what I'm saying? They're like, my mother's changing. What is that? It's got to be him. Again, they didn't know how to feel about it. But now today they're like, Ma, that was the best thing ever.
Mhm.
He allowed you to be who you are. Like you totally changed because this is your real person. Blah, 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 blah. I didn't know. You know what I mean? And so, I mean, are they important? Yes, but they have to be in the right position though, in their mind and in their spirit. You know what I mean? And I didn't want to kind of go into the spiritual part so much, right? You know, in my conversation, only because even if you're not so what we call spiritual, but God still created you, and what he put in you is still there, you know. And I just, you know, I'm like Marcus said, that, you know, the family has just been so distorted. The men have been so distorted, it appears out here, and you know what I mean. And so, but God didn't do that. That's not a mistake. God created man. And he gave the instruction to the man. And so they have it. Right?
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know what else to put with that, but yeah, it's very important. Very, very important. Mm-hmm.
That's good. I agree. It is important. And as you can tell in society today, and y'all and Marcus, as he started out talking about, you know, what's online daily, he's always trying to break up the family, the nucleus of the traditional family.
Mm-hmm.
But not, I don't want to say traditional, but the family itself, what's family supposed to be. And now it's so much separation in it. That's all we talk about, is separating.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We talk about, you know, you hear women saying, I can do this, I can be the father and the mother and da 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 da. The enemy is there to, what is his purpose? To steal,
Mm-hmm.
to rob, to destroy.
Mm-hmm.
It's always trying to break up what God intended for it to be. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's this, excuse me, the world, the system itself, especially in the United States, family is like shunned on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you are a group, if you are a family, you a unit, people say, why y'all like that? Y'all love each other? Like it's corny. You know what I'm saying? Y'all still together? Like who does that?
That
Like
is
you're
so
supposed to
true.
be, it's supposed to be broken up. It's chaos. And if you notice in the States that's supposed to be united, we're not very united. You know what I mean? Because we want to kill that structure.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's like you said earlier, it comes from pain and hurt
Mm-hmm.
because of what happened
Mm-hmm.
prior to someone.
Yeah.
But having a man in the house, having a father, let me say, as a parent, that is a necessity. That's needed. Because in the structure that God has planned, that he created, the man is to lead, right?
Mm-hmm.
He gets the instructions from God, and then it brings it forth to the
Mm-hmm.
family. Without that, I'm not saying houses, and like we're saying, we're not here to kill any single
No.
parent household. No. Is it important? Yes, it is. I believe it's very important, right? But the man has to be a man, and he has to be correct in order to lead in the household.
Yeah.
Because I think we missed the point of the family unit in the house. Men bring love. Men are love. That's the way God intended us to be.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need Robin to give me love. I am the love that comes in. I am the orchestra. Okay, let me say it, because it comes from God. I want to make it plain so you guys can get it. It comes from God, right?
Mm-hmm.
I see God. So now if it flows through me, then what?
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm bringing the love in the house. I'm bringing order in the house.
Correct.
I'm bringing structure in the house. So the children don't have to search out to find true love. The wife doesn't have to search out to find true love.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So you don't have to search online to figure out, I'm not getting what I need. I'm not getting, because the man is not in his position or his place.
Oh man, that's so
You
good.
know what I'm saying? And the children, don't have to keep finding and da 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 da. I got to go to this one. I got to go to this one to get this. No, it's right here in the house. You understand what I'm saying? It's right here in the family. I heard someone say that boys need other men. I kind of agree and disagree, right? As a father, my biological father. I don't think I ever met him. I talked to him on the phone. I remember seeing him when I was little, and I didn't want to go with him for some reason. And then I reached out and finally found him and talked to him on the phone for a little minute. Found out he had other children, and I was a junior, right? So he named his he had a son with someone else, and he's a junior, same exact name and everything. It's crazy. Doesn't make any sense. How you gonna have another child same exact name? But that's it's just interesting. I laughed at it. That's cuckoo for Cocoa Pop. And I had a stepdad learn information from him, right? And I learned from my granddad, which was a structure. He was a brick. You know what I'm saying? He was King Kong. You know what I mean? So he was the structure. I had uncles, right? All military men. I had structure. So I learned bits and pieces from certain things. You know what I mean? To grow. Even in my granddad's sternness, he showed so much love and compassion, and his calmness when he would sit and talk and take time to sit and talk. My uncles take time to sit and talk and to pay me attention, give me attention. That's love. You know what I mean? That is needed in the household. It's needed for men to sit down with children, with their wives, with their daughters, with their sons, and show attention and be attentive to what they're saying, because you need that from a man. You understand what I'm saying? Because you need that structure. It is needed. I don't care what the online says. I don't care what TikTok or the Gram say or all the fake. I don't care what all these little posts say. It is needed for a man to sit down and listen. You understand? And talk. And not be judgmental, not kill them, not be nasty, but teach and understand and learn and give them something in structure, you know what I'm saying, and in order. Because you need that sternness, you need that masculinity in order to put things in order. If that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. I may be talking out, but that puts things in order. God told Adam, he gave Adam he walked on this earth for I don't know how many years. It wasn't 4 days as a week as we know it. Let's be for real. Okay. When we read the word, we think God did this on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. No. Was God's 1,000 years is what?
1 day.
Right. So come on, let's for things to grow and everything to produce. Let's be for real. So Adam been walking around on this. How Adam gonna name every animal and be with every animal in 4 days? That's okay. Let's put this in perspective. He had to sit down, and it was many creatures and many animals, because it was a creature that came to talk to Eve. Was it Satan? No, it was a unique creature that came to talk to. Okay, we're not gonna go down there, bro. But we got to understand the word and understand what we read. It didn't happen. So man was the structure and walking around putting things in order as God instructed him to do for years before he created a woman, right? Because that's the order. The world wants to circumvent the order. That's where chaos comes in. When you circumvent the order, it's chaotic. It's the law. That's it. It's the order in which God created. It's just that simple. When you break the law here in the government on this earth, in your county, in your state, what happens? You go to jail. And then all chaos breaks because you got to go to court. You got to do this, you got to do that. Family is crazy. They trying to get bail money, trying to get attorney money. They trying to, according on with the law that you broke. But you break the law, it's chaos. You break God's law and try to circumvent his law, his order, then it's not going to be right. You're going to struggle. It's going to hurt. I mean, not to say that families, the traditional families don't struggle. Yes, that's in life, things happen. But the order for individuals to mature and to grow and to grow up with standards, yes, you need a man in the house. There should be the father in the house. I hear so many, and I'm not talking about women, but I hear so many women killing men so badly.
Yeah.
Like this beating up on men, like men is just trash. I'm like, sweetie, you wouldn't be here on the earth if it wasn't for a man. You know what I'm saying? Like you just bash men. And I know you have been hurt. I know you've been maybe abused and pain from past, but you can't generalize all male species. All you can't generalize that. You know what I mean? I heard a lady, and I was on the Flick Flock, Marcus, and this lady said she wants to be single. She wants to stay single because men are nasty. They dirty up her sheets. They leave stains on the toilet. They use CPAP machines when they sleep at night.
Oh my goodness.
They snore loud. They make noises. They slam in cat. I said, well, what kind of? You're not messing with a man. You must be messing with an ignorant individual. Why don't you say that? That happens to be a male. So don't generalize men. And I went to the comments and they said, yes, I'm glad I'm divorced because I ain't got time for no man in my house. Man did it. I'm like, well, what kind of guys are you guys meeting that's staining up your sheets and leaving stains on the toilet? That's a nasty individual. But you allowed him to come in your house. You should have known he was nasty.
Because you attract who you are.
Right, exactly. So you you know what I mean? So I didn't understand that. That doesn't make any sense. But I wish we would stop, especially in our culture, right?
Yeah.
We bash, and kill men so badly. I'm like, my gosh, we need to heal from that. All men are not evil. All men are not bad. All men are not cheaters. All men are not, you know what I'm saying, abusers. You know what I'm saying? All men are not rapists. We're not predators. You know what I'm saying? There is true men and true men of God that's out here that's not lurking, perverted, or all that nasty mess. It's true men that's serious and have a purpose. So I wish we please stop generalizing males because you had one bad experience or maybe two, or like you just said, you're attracting who you are, and stop generalizing killing men. Because if it wasn't for men, the basic, you wouldn't be here. You know what I'm saying? Things, structures that you see around wouldn't be built. Things that's going on and happening would not have happened. You understand what I'm saying? You need a balance in life, and that's what God created.
Yes, that's excellent.
Women are beautiful. Yes, no doubt. The female species is a beautiful species. The femininity that you guys, who you are, is everything. But it has to be put in order. Can y'all imagine if y'all was walking around, billions of women, y'all just walking around with each other? I mean, think about it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that is not good.
That is not good.
And there's no men. You going okay? Go ahead and build a house. Go ahead and take that house. Not to say there are women that can build, right? There are women, but you got to rely on that. Yeah, and y'all go through a whole season within a month. You understand what I'm saying? A whole season. 4 seasons, which is true.
Right.
God planted in you. You go through every season in a month. Is that not? That's crazy. God has planted that in you. You know what I'm saying? Everything that happens. So we don't go through that. We go through other things that we have to put in order, and we have to structure, and we have to hold in and keep everything together. God has given us that ability. You know what I'm saying? So yes, it's needed.
Yeah.
You need it for the boys. It's needed for the young ladies.
Yes.
Especially, I'm gonna say this, and I want to add extra to the ladies, so they can understand what a man is supposed to be.
Right.
How to be talked to, how to, respect, not to look and lust at their bodies as a piece of meat.
Yeah.
It's things that men can teach and talk to girls so they can understand what is happening. And we all know why men need to be with boys. You know what I'm saying? To teach young men. You know what I'm saying? We got to teach and instruct. Because what's so interesting in men and looking at young men, teaching young boys, let me say it like that. We understand where they're at because we've been there. Right? When you see a young person wilding out, a young male wilding, of course it gets on your nerve, but I've been there. Yep. So I can understand it better. So let me talk to you. And now I can come with love because I was once wild.
Mm-hmm.
I was once had that all that energy inside. They didn't know what to do. Them hormones jumping, the testosterone growing, and I don't know how to unleash that energy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's why. Side note, I believe sometimes in school we need to separate the boys and the girls.
Mm-hmm.
We boys can't stand in line and sit still like the girls do. We just can't do that in school. You can't do that. Our minds are not there. We flake off here.
Mm-hmm.
You say stand in line. We're looking over here. We're gonna stand over this side. Well, look forward. I am looking forward. This is my forward. You know what I'm saying? I'm. Why Mikey is shaking in the chair? Because he got energy.
Mm-hmm.
It's balled up in it. He want to take off running and go down the street. You see, that's why he's so skinny. His metabolism is out the world. So he got to take off and run. You understand? So it's girls can sit,
Mm-hmm.
get a pencil, paper, and write.
Right.
And do exactly what the teacher. Boys, we grab that pencil. We gonna see 100 different things in that pencil, and then we may break that pencil
Right.
and turn it into something else. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the way we're wired, and that's the way we are. And the world, especially as black men, let me say black boys,
Mm-hmm.
they don't understand. You're trying to capsulize it and put this in under one umbrella. It doesn't work like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're two different species. We're human beings, but we're two different. We're wired totally different.
Mm-hmm.
And the enemy knows this. That's why it's out there, and the words are being placed out there, and the system is set up to separate it, especially in these states that's supposed to be united.
Mm-hmm.
It's killing and separating it. And this Western culture in that separation is even bleeding over to other countries and other cultures. I noticed that is you got to be this, be single, girl, do it yourself. You don't need no man for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And then they showed an example I saw it online. The girl putting antifreeze in the where you put the window washer fluid, and she didn't know what she was doing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, well, you may need a male for that. You know what I'm saying, to understand certain things. But and as a matter of fact, was an example. This girl was getting rotors for a car, and the guy said, "You need rotors." Going over for me to change the brake. I don't know if you saw that, Marcus. Did you see it? And she said, "I don't need rotors." What's that? You trying to get over on me? I'm like, you need rotors, sweetie. That's a part of the good job, right? And she was real mad, and she got serious. Like she was upset because she felt like the guy was trying to get over on her. But you need a male, a brother, an uncle to tell you, hey, you do need rotors. Okay, that's in order the car to stop. You know what I'm saying? You need them. But we do need them. It's needed. Men are needed. And men, you are needed. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
But men, we got to get our minds together. I'm gonna say that we got to get our minds together. We got to get lined up and lined up within ourselves. We got to stop. We got to stop holding on to stuff. Stop being immature. We got to stop with the silliness, silly talk, the silly banter, the emotional breakdowns. Stop with the silliness. Stop bashing others. Stop bashing women. Stop killing them. We got to stop. We just got to stop with the silliness. We got to grow up. You know what I mean? And I see a lot of men, even older men, immature mindsets, immature things, bothering things, annoying. Even you speak of like, even, when you walk or going to the gym, you got men just shut up. They don't know how to stop talking. It just is annoying me when an older man got diarrhea of the tongue. Stop. You know what I'm saying? We got to get a control of ourselves. You know what I mean? And kill the femininity in the men. I'm just going to say it. We got to kill that. We got to stop. We got to stop with this. Yeah. I don't know what time we in, this culture we in, but we got to stop this. We in mixed match days. What do you call it? No, what is it? The days where, you went to school, you dressed like somebody else, or
you had a special
flip flop, whatever. Because the men are very emotional. They're very emotional.
Flip flop day.
Oh my God, they're very emotional, and the women are more masculine than the men. The men are real. I'm like, stop, please.
True though.
Pull yourself together. But yeah, to answer the question, to answer our question, yes, men are needed in the household. Daddies are needed. I'm telling you, daddies is needed.
You said something so powerful when you said you bring the love.
Yeah.
And so now I don't have to search out, because this new thing is you gotta have a side piece.
Right. Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about? You don't have a side piece. You gotta have a side piece because your man can't do everything. You know, he's not doing every single thing. And then when you like, what are you talking about? Yes, he does. They like, oh, get out of here. You know what I mean? Like,
But that's what the world does: break up the
that's what,
structure.
yeah,
Yes, yes.
yeah. But now I see what's missing from your relationship is love, authentic, true love. Because if you experience that love, you know what I'm saying, and especially the love that God gives him, then he gives it to me. He knows exactly what it is I need at that moment and how to love me at that moment. Be it, let me just hold her hand, let me just sit over here and look at her, let me not say nothing, or let's go out, let me take you get your favorite drink, you know what I'm saying, or whatever else. It's like, so they're like, well, he can't know everything about me, he don't know how I'm feeling. Yes, he does. I'm here to say, when you getting the man that God has set for you, yeah, he will know what you need at the time that you need it, because he's listening to the Father, the great creator who created me and created him, so he can tell him, no, this is how she's feeling right now. This is what you need to do. Just like he was instructing Adam. Go over there, name that. Go over there and do this. You know what I mean? And so it's so important. And but if that's missing, now I can see where that comes in. Where you like, oh, okay, you feeling like you gonna need 5 different people to to get whatever you need out of it. These 5 different people help you make it through your day, which is why you all over the place. You know what I mean? So, because there's no way. It's enough dealing with yourself. It's enough. You know what I'm saying? Right here. I don't have to go no further. And so, you know what I mean? And so trying to deal with me and 5 other people. Are you kidding? Get out of here. But God guides that, and that's the part that's missing. And that's the part that I think should be billboards and bellowed out, and should be a million man march of love or something. We talking about all these million man march, where the men at that's out here trying to show love and show, these females that, hey, we out here. I'm not sure who you at, but we're out here. And paying attention and seeing them for who they are, and not just like a body. You know what I mean? Like, that is such a thing. I'm like, these ladies out here, they getting all of these alterations because they're trying to get the attention of somebody.
Yeah.
They be like, no, I'm doing this for me. No, you're not. Get out of here. You're not doing it for you.
Right.
You're doing it because you're trying to be attractive to someone. And you looking in the mirror and you don't like how you look. You know what I mean? And so you're changing it to be attractive to someone in hopes to get some type of feedback. I mean, stop. Like, we got to be honest with ourselves. And I'm a woman, so I know woman. I can't tell a man what he doing and how he feeling, but I can look at that girl across the street. I don't even have to know her, and I know exactly where she at, just how she moves. You know what I mean? And so, stop. But yeah, men are needed. Men are needed. Real men. Let me put that on there. Real men.
It's funny, the thing about us knowing what you guys need in that moment. Now, Jay and I were at the barbershop the other day, and something happened, and I saw it happen before it happened, and I jumped up out my chair, and she was getting a haircut, and I stood right there in front of her, and our barber picked up on it. He stepped back. He was like, "Wait, what? I just see that," and I knew what was about to happen, So I stepped in. You see me? I'm here, right? He recognized it. He was like, "Man, that's it right there." He said, "That's love." You know what I'm saying? I saw it, right? I knew what she needed in that moment there. That's my job to know, and God gave it to me to know it, right? If I missed it, I'm not doing my job. I'm not lined up with the Father at that point there, right? Because I'm hearing Him telling me, "Get up," right? Marcus gets up, but when God says, "Get up," I'm hopping up, right? Walk up everything, right? I mean, think about it. I need to catch this walking thing. My knees need to could have been, I'm hopping up. I'm addressing the situation there, right? And the Bible was like, man, I'm trying to be like that, right? It's funny because my friends say the same thing when I talk about my wife. We talk about where we are and how happy these things that we're doing something. And they're like, man, that there is something we're trying to get to, right? And I like you said, when you line up as a man, it falls in place the way it's supposed to fall in place, right? You don't do stuff because you're supposed to or because you're asked to, right? You do it because God already put in you to get it done, right? And that's the mentality we have. Like I said, men line up. Almost cut. Line the freak up, right? Freak. I said freak, right? Other word almost came out fast, right? But line up, right? Your job is to line up, right? If you fall in place and take your right space in the equation of it all, you will understand why y equals mx plus b squared. It's that simple, right? It's that simple. If you're still trying to solve for y right now, go back to the beginning of the equation, right? Go back to the beginning. Start from the beginning and work your way back to. If you need part just scratch them, do long math, right? But line it up. Not that new math stuff, the old math that we learned, arithmetic, right? Line it up, right? Line it up. Because that new math is why people out here wilding up now, right? Because you out there thinking about where this person say this how a man's supposed to do this with no. Shut up. Stop it. Stop listening to the podcast. Stop listening to your friend. Especially this is the one I can't stand, right? The single friend telling the married friend how to live their life. Why? They don't know what it is to be in your situation. They do not know. I talk my hands up. They don't know what it means to be in that situation there. They never been in that space there, right? So why are you taking advice from them, right? Also, your marriage isn't their marriage, right? It's not. Your marriage is your mama and their marriage. No, that's your space, right? The Bible says they leave, right, their parents and become one flesh, right? Husband and wife. Not mom and them, not TT, not Pookie, baby, taste, not leave them where they're supposed to be over there, right? Solidify your foundation there and love on each other. The love, like I said, God gave Rob the love, right? Rob pours it down to his family. And look y'all over there going right now. I know y'all got the light, but still, even with the light on, y'all can glow because that's the God in y'all that resonates and it radiates. And we see it, right? And the world's scared of it. It's so irritating how scared the world is of a happy foundation.
That's true. That's so good.
Like,
That's a whole mouthful right there. Yeah.
I'm telling you, if my daddy would never told me how to be happy to begin with, I'd have been sitting there like this the whole time, right? He showed me with his structure, right, how to have relationships, how to be grounded enough to say, you know what, I can give love. I have enough to give, right? I don't. People got to people as we say, stop being stupid. Stop being stupid.
Basically,
It's simple.
it's real easy.
Can I plug in New Life Men? New Life Men are, oh my God, some of the most phenomenal men I've ever met in my entire life. I have said it off camera, but I say it on camera today, and I'm talking about every last one of you. Like to hear you guys talk, we witness what you say. Like Marcus just said, you and Robin glowing. That is not something that he just like. It's the truth because we see it, and you see how you love on her and your family, your children, your grandchildren. You know, Marcus love on his wife and his god babies, and the other ones love on their spouses and children. You know what I mean? Like we see it, and it's a beautiful blessing to see the word of God in action, like to see that order, to see the structure that God set in place in human form. It is the most beautiful thing I have ever seen in my life. And I appreciate every last one of y'all. Like,
Oh my
like
goodness.
Robin was saying about how you did her children, her daughters, you know, that you interact with them in a way where it's not disrespectful and showing them how a man is supposed to treat a woman and what she should look for and stuff like that. That's how y'all do us, even though we're not, biological sisters, but we are definitely brothers and sisters in Christ, which is a greater bond to me, that you have never ever disrespected any of us. Never handled us in a way where we felt violated or
Oh my
pushed up
God.
on us, and some kind of way. It is the most. They've been nothing but love, nothing but respect, nothing but a gentle care and concern out of every last one of you, and I certainly appreciate it. So that's what.
Mm.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, that's so powerful.
Yes, that's
And
awesome.
I want to add to that, Rob, and we're not putting you on this pedestal, right? We're giving you flowers, right? 'Cause even when I
Right.
was in my stuff, you stepped in. I'm not gonna cry today, but it might come out. Bear with me, right? Because and I cried because it's love. You know what I'm saying? Like you stepped in a way because my daddy wasn't here anymore. He passed. You know what I'm saying? He's up there at the right hand of the Father right now, right? So when I needed somebody there to give me that strength, right? You were there, right? We know what I'm talking. You were there, right, in the trenches with me every day. You were coming from work, right? Traffic at nighttime, coming to sit with me for hours, talking to me, praying over me. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm.
not too many people do that for somebody. You know what I'm saying? That's that love. That's that man in you. You know what I'm saying? As my nephew said the other day, he said he got that dog in him, right? That's that man in you. You know what I'm saying? That's that God in you. That love you give, and it's like it's amazing to say that we have you in our lives in that capacity, right? The spiritual fathers, these bonds, mentors, it's so amazing because you're showing us not just what it is to be have a good foundation in God, right? Have a good foundation in self, right? That's some people miss that self part, but you're
Mm.
giving that to us. Y'all, like he was with me. I can't say that with me in the trenches. Like
Mhm.
he literally carried me out of a space, literally, and
Mhm.
took care of me, right?
Mm.
Like
Mhm.
that there, right?
Yeah.
That's right. He was a father in that moment, y'all. Y'all, like when I look at it now, right? I,
Wow.
I was his I was his son in that moment. He looked at me just like that in that moment. You know what I'm saying? Robin took that like I was in that space. You know what I'm saying? And it's nothing but love and appreciation for you guys. And it's I'm not crying, right? I'm not crying. My eyes just leaking out a little bit. But it's overwhelming to sit and think about that. That's the importance of having that there. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like if you was off your rocker somewhere, you probably left me where I was. You know what I'm saying? Right, right, right. But you knew in that moment what was needed. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's important to have somebody with that type of foundation in the household, right?
Mhm.
Mm. Mm.
That's
Mm.
what it is right there. We can't reiterate this enough. It is imperative. I'm a writer,
Yeah.
right? It is imperative, right? Unequivocally imperative to have that figure in the household.
Yeah.
So much comes with it, man. I'm tired of crying. I'm really about to cry. I'm trying not to. I'm done. I'm done because it's a lot.
It's powerful.
It is. It
That's
is.
that's
Oh
so
man, that's so
beautiful. That is
awesome.
so beautiful.
Yes, yes, yeah. And you don't, because the love, you don't see it as,
Like a chore.
or yeah, or something to get rewarded. You just
Oh.
see a
Mhm.
need,
Mhm.
and that, oh, that's, I don't know how to, I can't even put it into words because it's the love.
It's the love.
It's the love. That's all I can say because
Mhm.
as a father, you know what I'm saying, as a
Mhm.
man, you see that is needed. I need to
Mhm.
be there.
Mhm.
So what you do, you sacrifice. You
Mhm.
don't worry. You
That's
take
what I'm
yourself out of
saying.
the equation. How you feel, what you do, and you move on it. You know what I mean? That's God. You know what I mean? And that's what us men are supposed to be. And true men of God, that's what we're supposed to be, and not looking for nothing in return.
Mhm.
What the blessing is to see today.
Yeah.
That's the reward, right? If I got any, but all praises go to God, regardless,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
But to make Rob a little Rob inside, be like, look at Marcus. Like I look at it as not even reward. Let me take that as I was a part of that. I got to be a part of that
Oh,
work
my
that God
God.
did,
My God.
and just to be there and see where he's standing today, and to see where things are today, where it was, you know what I mean, and to see where God has done. I was in the midst of that, and I was part of that.
Yep.
That is so amazing, and it's so powerful. I
Mhm.
process it all the time. I even think that's why I say I look up to him,
Right.
because
Marcus is teaching. He teach all the time.
where, you know, when you just in it and you're just being obedient, and you know you're not doing this unto self, right? You're not. You just that's what I got to do. You have to do this. You know what I mean? Like, and Robin even knew things like coming home late and being
I
out.
was
Like, yeah, I just gotta do it.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This
Mhm.
is it has to be done. This is
Mhm.
has to be done, because this can't fall.
Yeah.
He can't fall.
No.
He needs someone. He
Oh my
he
God.
can't fall. He can't go backwards. You know what I mean? We got to keep moving forward. This can't
Mhm.
happen because there's so much power here. And I didn't know the full.
Story, right?
I didn't know the full. Let me say, I didn't know the full power that this young man possesses. Like, I didn't know, but I knew it was something that I can't leave this. You can't move away from this, because this got to go all the way through, and I got to be a part of this. God, yeah, he gonna do it.
Amen.
And just to see it, you know what I mean? I can't put it into words. It's amazing. And this throughout the New Life, I know we're bearing all, but the New Life family, to see it.
No, because you guys need to be celebrated.
But it's amazing. And it's not nothing to get, oh, I did this. I hate it. That bothers me when men, I hear certain men and I did this. This was I did. I know, man, take yourself out of it. Because the wind can go and you be gone. This is not of us. You know what I'm saying? We're just vessels on this planet doing what he say do. You know what I mean? He's the one that wakes us up. He's the one that gives us the ability, the mind, the mindset, all of that. He has planted it in us. Nothing we do of our own. It's just, and I know, you know, people are pride, human beings within ourselves, the way, you know, we want to be this, but it's like, kill that noise. You know what I mean? Kill that man, kill that within inside, and do as God say do, and watch what happens. If you just do what God say do, watch what happens. If men would stop the nonsense, as we keep saying, and carry I was getting ready to curse. Carry their behinds in the house. Stop messing with this one and that one. Stop looking at this and stop focusing on that and focus on what's in the house. If you shut your eyes off, I equate it. I don't know why this came up. Just like, you know, when you have a good meal, a home cooked meal, all the ingredients, no preservatives, nothing out the box, but everything is home cooked. And then you go out there and keep eating Snicker bars and Twix and Now Laters and all that junk food. Now you don't appreciate the true meal that's in front of you, because you keep going outside eating that junk, and that junk is temporary, ain't it? When you eat a Snicker bar, you hungry. That don't do nothing for you, but make you hungrier, because the sugar is setting, and then you eat that junk, and then it makes you sick and all this. But when you come home, you got a solid home cooked meal that is savory. Like you, am I making sense? Do I make sense? Because you keep going outside getting that junk, and the more you get junk, it's like a drug. You gonna keep trying to get more junk, and then what happens when you continue to eat junk food? It kills you. You know what I'm saying? Now, if it kills you, right, you're no good. You're sick. When you come in the house, you're sick, so you're making the whole house sick.
Oh my goodness.
You know what I mean? Because stop. And that's the ignorance, and that's what the world is keep putting out there. You should have this, like you said, the side pieces, decide this, do this. Calm yourself down. Stop watching what's outside. You can see it, but you can shut yourself off from it. Because all I see is this right here that's next to me. You understand what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
No. Amen.
So I see it, but that's not I don't want that.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? Because this is solid here. Why would I jump out there and destroy the whole structure, right? For something that's minute, that is temporary.
Yeah.
You're gonna destroy your whole structure. But that's what people do on a regular basis, right?
Yeah,
they destroy their whole structure just for a little piece, some little sugar that is artificial, that's going to decay your teeth and decay your whole being,
Mhm.
and you're going to, and that's what the enemy. You know what's so interesting, and I don't want to veer off. The enemy is interesting because he gives temptation and lust and all that. He makes it look real good, don't he?
Mhm.
Right?
You have to, so you can take it.
Right. So you can take it. You go down this pretty road of lust. You go down this pretty road, but the ultimate end is hell.
Mhm.
He won't show you that picture.
Mm.
He'll show you the pretty road to it.
Mhm.
That's why we keep edging on to it and going down that road of mess and nonsense because it looks real good.
Mhm.
But what God does is interesting. He gives you something like when you walk down it, it's gonna take a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It's because you got to line yourself up right with him. You know what I mean? You got to take up that cross. You got to deal with Rob. I'm talking about. So I got to deal with Rob. But when you walk through that, it's heavy in the beginning, but as you continue to go through, it gets lighter and lighter,
Mhm.
and then it gets prettier and prettier.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And it gets better and better.
Mhm.
We keep walking down that road of nonsense, it gets darker and darker. And we keep running down that road thinking it's going to get better. It don't end up getting better. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's going to get worse and worse.
Mhm.
But I'm going to keep, it's like a drug. It's like a drug. I'm going to keep doing it. Eventually it's going to get,
Like you chasing a field.
and all it does is just keep killing us
Mhm.
and killing us. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
We need to understand the truth. When we deal with self,
That's it.
man, that's so amazing.
Mhm.
I know I veered off, y'all, but God is good.
Yeah.
I know, because I'm sorry, I didn't mean to veer off. But God is good.
Yes.
Yes, men need to be in the house and go and sit their tails down and sit your butt in that house and stop being scared of everything and line yourself up. All right, stop running from the house. Go in there and sit down. I know Robin like to blame the women for certain things, but I blame the men because we are the structure. We are the one. When we out of order, everything is out of order. All
Yeah.
right, so men, get yourself together. I had to learn it. You know what I mean? I had to get that's why I can speak on it. I know. I had to get it. All right.
And so I can speak on women because I had to line me up.
Yeah.
That's who I know. I
Right.
know the
So we
lady.
gotta get it together.
Right.
Man.
Right, Kat? We know us. Okay. Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh my goodness. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, family.
Great conversation.
Yeah, good conversation. It is important
Mhm.
for the men to be in the
Men
house,
are
for them
important.
daddies to be in the house, for the husbands to be in the house.
Yeah.
Yes, even if you don't have one around, the uncles.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The big brothers, all of them. It's important for them to be around the
Real
godfather.
men.
So, yeah,
Real
real
men.
true men that can step in, teach,
Mhm.
put things in order, even if they
Love.
don't live there. Just come in. Yes,
L-O-V-E.
yes. Show love. Yeah, true love.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
All right, family. Thank y'all so much.
Mhm.
Good conversation
Mhm.
as always. God is good.
Yes.
You put Him first. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. All right, family. We'll see you guys. Next? God willing, we'll be here next Wednesday.
Yep.
All right. Same time, same channel
Yes.
on YouTube, which is what, right?
New Life Changing Christian Center Inc.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
INC. Yes.
Right. So please get on Facebook for a second.
Yes.
Take a little break from Facebook. On YouTube. All right, family.
All right. Have a great evening.